Hello, people, and welcome aboard to watch the next WTCOC or World Team Carcassonne Online Championship friendly match, this time between the RCP and Brazil. And today we are gonna have a huge lineup because first of all, we are talking about RCP and Brazil, which um, uh, both have a very vast amount of extremely talented players, but also we have a full stack of players, 10 versus 10, which I think is the first of its kind in the friendly matches this season, at least regarding the ones that have been announced on the Carcassonne GG platform. So today it's not going to be enough to just win 2 or 3 matches to win some, let's say, glory for the friendly match win, but you actually gotta win at least 5 matches. And as I just said, when you look at the lineups, I mean, you can see right here we have someone you know versus Vinilesa, we have Segt versus G Daruda, Mihail Rus Fukuda, Dexter Logan, Ed Shamon, Alstremeri versus Theos Gladiator. We have Tarakanov versus Rodrigo Amorim, Woodmaster versus Mehuto, Annan May versus Trampowski, Klinka versus Sir Felsera Gradiator. Um, Probably mispronounced that by a wide margin, but do excuse me. And finally, we have Islo versus Mr. Me. So a full 10 versus 10, which we definitely like to see. Now, do take into account that um, um, these lineups are not one like these lineups are not one-to-one with the actual teams of both of these countries. So at least for Brazil, um, the the players or the player roster has not been finalized. Fortunately, I don't know like too much else, so I can't spoil. Um, I can't spoil that much even if I wanted to, which I do not. I will leave that to the Brazilian players to give the information when they want to. Now, couple minutes probably for the first match. So if you want to be fast, then now is your now's your shot. The first suggestion in the chat that I see regarding any 2 players, we will start with their match. Also, welcome to the chat, everyone who is now in the chat. So, Ivan, Melvin, Eric, Lev, and Victor. And also to the final viewer with some Cyrillic name, which I have no idea how it is pronounced or who you are. So, but I do appreciate you being in the chat as well. Okay, Lev has made the decision for everyone, so we will start with the game of Vladimir Kovalev versus Vinny Lesa. I have a feeling, like a gut feeling, that I should know Vinny Lesa's real name too, but I can't remember it at the moment, so apologies for that. But we do start with their game. First things first, 4 points on the scoreboard, and then we will have a look at what's actually on the board. Vladimir has a very troublesome city, which is no longer even remotely possible to be only his without further invest of meeples from the top. So attacking with a second meeple if he wants to keep that castle as his, and I imagine Vladimir will direct Vinny's city downwards to be able to avoid the destiny of being blocked for just 3 points. I mean, this is like a losing mini battle of 1 point for the player with the red meeples, but a losing mini battle of 1 point is far better than a 3-point meeple completely blocked. Also, Vladimir is starting to have issues with his monasteries or monastery. So as you can see, Vinny is busy with blocking the monastery as a whole, first using a field triangle and then a road triangle. So very handy. And yeah, I imagine just the reason why Vladimir took his time before extending Vinny's city at the top is because he was just deciding whether it is worthwhile to urgently direct Vinny's city downwards or whether to save the monastery at the bottom. And I think he did make the correct decision. I think the top priority was absolutely this city at the top, because even if your monastery is blocked, like again, we are in a situation where it will very likely be 8 points at the end of the game. Ah, Vinny's real name is very different, Vinyless. Okay. I feel like I feel like being trolled. But now we know. Now we know. Thanks for the clarification, Melvin. I appreciate that. Maybe that's the reason why I had a gut feeling why I should know the name, but apparently it was too difficult. Meanwhile, Vinny is able to finish his road. I think it was his road. Yeah, it absolutely was his road. So Vinny finishes his 5-point road, starts a road monastery in a quite a pleasant spot, being able to use both straight lines and just like empty curves and a bunch of like other stuff here. For example, a second monastery maybe. And now we are on to the field fight as well. And a 9-point field, 12-point field, probably because completing this city will be worth 3 points for red, because he's gonna connect to green's 4-point city, plus he's gonna get 2 points for this road. Vladimir Vladimir also seems to be very keen on getting a majority to the field immediately, which I very much like, because there are not a ton of access spots to the field. I mean, you could go from here, but if your attempt is unsuccessful, your meeple is going to be stranded at to only 3 points or even 0 points. But well, Vinny denies that attempt from himself, which, well, I do have some like kind of doubts about that, because although it's 3 points, he could have also taken 3 points from here. It's not like it would have made this ring road particularly vulnerable, and then he would only need like one tile to finish the monastery. And like in a case if he is aiming to get another monastery to this square, then sure, it's surrounding your previous monastery, but these types of situations where there is a city plus road requirement already needed to sometime finish your second monastery are quite tricky usually, because they can get blocked very easily and very fast. And there are like other monastery spots, because there are still 30 tiles remaining. And he's not even gonna meeple the monastery, probably exactly because of this thing here. But then I don't get why you would take 3 points here when you can take 3 points here and have your meeple back sooner. I think there is a small error on Vinny's part, because he did block a field connection opportunity from himself, and now he has had to use a 2-point triple city with a shield. He has had to use a triple city with a shield to Vladimir's castle, extending it by 2 points. Although the reward from it is really nice, because this is a very clean attack opportunity to the field and really hard to block. Or actually, at the moment, it is completely unblockable. He still has to add points to his opponent, which is not really the ideal situation. Okay, Vinny with 2 meeples decides to take a small gamble and try to benefit the full 9 points from the monastery, although I think he maybe should have just taken 4 points, because when it's gonna be a field battle, then all the meeples you can afford to throw on to throw to the field are gonna be worth like more than 4 points, I would say. Red trying to block Vinny's monastery, unfortunately unsuccessfully. Assumably going to take 3 points in Vladimir's situation. Oh, no, of course, Yelena. What am I saying? Yeah, that's obviously way better, because it's 4 points and it was the final remaining triple city with a road. So had someone not done that, his city could have been blocked immediately on Vinny's next turn. So for sure a far better move than just taking 3 points at the bottom. This also forces Vinny to attack the city, which, if you are the player with the red meeples, you would absolutely have to be happy for it. I'd say that now the best move for red would be just to go here and direct the triple city so that only a triple city goes here, and because a quad city has gone and all triple cities with a road have gone, then it's gonna be somewhat easy to block this square as soon as red gets any type of tile to go here, and doesn't really need to be afraid of Vinny reconnecting, because he would have to invest his final meeple and two of actually no. Well, only one triple city with a field is out, but in all likelihood, this city would be rather difficult actually to complete entirely if Vinny would go with a second meeple from here, then connect through here, and then triple city here. And it just requires so much to go right for Vinny that I don't think he would deem that to be a worthy investment. Vinny finally completes his loop road, which has been there for ages. Also leaves an empty city cap. Let's have a look at the point situation. So +2 for red, +8, monasteries are equal, +7, +10. +10 for red, but green does have a meeple more. So one option that I think Vinny definitely has is because 4, 5, 6, 7 crossroads are already out. Vinny could at some point try to get a curve and join the 15-point field via another curve. Red invests his final meeple. Oh, interesting. So Vinny does not attack this city, but is this city blocked? Because there is one vanilla city cap. There's 2, 3. There's 2 vanilla city caps still remaining. Oh, that's really risky. And that risk does not pay off for Vinny in the slightest. It backfires really evilly and really soon. This is definitely not what Vinny was looking, because with this city now being completed, red has gained 3 extra points for the monastery and 8 points more for the city, so he would be like at +19 or so before this field meeple. So red might not even have to try and block this green meeple from connecting to the large farm. I think red can even win without the whole field, like at all. He doesn't even need to equalize it. He can just let it go, I think, and just focus on scoring points, like just to take maybe a 6-point field. +19, 25, 20, 19, even, and then this field, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, worth 18 points. So yeah, if Vinny connects to the field, red is still going to be +1. So I definitely think that red shouldn't be too worried about this. Instead, I think he should just start taking points. Could even, if there are curves remaining, I was gonna say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, one curve, so it would not be worth taking this road preemptively for it. And if red doesn't come up with anything better, maybe he feels like enticed to place a empty city cap to his field. He could now even try to block this meeple if he doesn't have anything better to do with the tiles, because there is only one regular curve that goes into the square, so it's already just a 50-50 chance for Vinny to get plus 15 points. And that's already like a 50% chance that if red pulls the final remaining regular curve, then red will absolutely win this game. And that is exactly what red decides to do. Unfortunately, pulls a starting tile, and he just now gave Vinny. Ooh, okay. So now, as a result of this, red ended up giving 4 points to Vinny, and was not able to take advantage of the second stick cap that he got. So now things are looking a bit feisty, because now red is actually winning by only a couple points, I think, because now it's plus 15, 14, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 3. Red is ahead only by 3 points. And yeah, this is not that good. But I think, well, actually, are there quick point tiles? There is still the one remaining crossroad, which is a city crossroad, which means that it would be worth 7 points to red, as he can complete the city on his field. And it would be worth 4 direct points for green, as he would be able to complete this road. Are there more city caps than that? I do not know yet. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There is one more, which goes to Vinny. Now red is only plus 2. Has to meeple this, I think. Plus 6. Vinny gets yet another Defilocity cap. Only plus 2 for red. Can he get this castle to his field? That would be huge. No, but instead he can get 3 points to his city, which is now plus 5. And Vinny is able to take 4 points to go to plus 1 for red. And then red still has 1 tile remaining, which he can add to his roads. I think it's gonna be a plus 2 win for red. So a little bit of a gamble for red, trying to block this connection for green when he didn't really need to, and he ended up using the next starting tile just to his field, which he could have done in the first place, and maybe have slightly less pressure on his neck after green managed to get the final curve. So indeed a plus 2 win for red, and first game point for RCP. A tight game as the first one. We expected nothing less, to be honest. Hello, Hurim. Nice to see you here. And Kilherme as well. Now, for the next match, what do we want to see? I guess we could take a look at, for example, Michael Rus and Fukuda. That seems exciting. Michael probably is going at his second game already. He is, and this point count is definitely hinting that Michael has abandoned the first game, which he is known to do. He has abandoned several games against yours truly, and he is I want to say a rather, well, um, rather unpredictable player regarding whether he will play until the end or whether he will not. um, so yeah, if Mihail will be in the RCP team, then I do sincerely hope that the team captain of RCP will enhance the rules of the tournament, especially for Mikhail, regarding not abandoning games before they have been finished. Because I definitely don't think that Mikhail ran out of time. That's not really his thing. Okay, but let's see how this situation is going on here. Is it any better? It does seem like Red is having a sizable lead. 17 points, 23, 32, 29, 25, 20, 18, 22, 14. A 17-point lead for Fukuda. And Mikhail only has one meeple more, so this is definitely looking like Fukuda's day. 18 points. Gonna be near impossible to actually catch up with two or with just one meeple more and only 5 tiles remaining. I don't think that's possible. No road monastery. No road monasteries left. And Michal concedes this second game as well. That is going to be 2-0 for Fukuda, and that is going to be the first match point for Brazil. I might have said that RCP was having the better of this duel earlier, but yeah, Brazil taking down Fukuda Michal match 2-0 with rather clean performance in points, it seems. Let's do this and then update the things in the chat. And move on to the next matches. How about how's this looking? It's 1-1 at the moment. So we're having a decider and really tight games, it seems. Alstamere has won by 1 point in the second game and Theos by 7 points in the first. And looks like it's a rather swift game, or swift games. Okay, 17 tiles remaining, only 17 and 20 points on the scoreboard. Green leading by 3, but the features on the table do suggest that there is a lot going on. So there's a huge ruin, excuse me, a huge ruin for red here, which red just managed to squeeze in this dagger to prevent green from connecting and to get a meeple back, which would have been a massive, massive tile, whereas now green was just able to get 3 points instead of a million. 2 points lead on the scoreboard, so a 6-point field, so plus 8, plus 16, 18, 16, 12, 13, 17, 13, 21, 16, 10, 5, 14, 11, 5 points of difference, and red with one more meeple. 2 points of difference. This my point calculation might be a couple points off since it was done in a haste, but oh, very nice tile for Theos, and it does seem like this connection was almost completely unblockable, which was a very nice find by the player with the green meeples. Able to notice that there were still a curve, a straight road, and a field crossroad remaining, so 3 tiles out of the remaining 5 that go into the square and get a meeple to the field for green. But red was also able to get to the 9-point field and to get a 6-point field, so I think this might even be like a 1-point win, or a very close win for red, maybe? It is not. The fields are not enough. Theos takes it down by 2 points. A very exciting game, it seems it has been, between these two, with the total point difference being +2 for Theos. Okay, I really want to find this out. Ulster. The total point difference +7 +9, only +8 for Gladiator, and all games a maximum of 7 points apart from each other. Whoa. Okay. That's that. And then a real fast-paced match, at least for now. Let's update the scores. So Brazil takes a second point. And then, how about Glinka? How's Glinka doing? Having just his second game going on. Probably at the end of it. Okay, 12 tiles remaining. Glinka did win the first game, so he does have a match ball. $14 points ahead. Then this ruin is equal 15 points, 22 points, 19 points, and then the field led by blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, -8. -8 for black. And now he's trying to connect to the large field, to the main field. Okay, blue brings in his third meeple, so now it's -5 for black. Now it is -10, -4. But the thing is that black does need 2 curves or curvy tiles to connect both of his meeples, which might be too much to ask. Another 1 point going to black as this castle is completed on blue's field. And it doesn't seem like curves or crossroads are really flying on anyone's hand at the moment. I wonder how many are left. 4, 5, 6, 7. No crossroads at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Only 1 curve remaining. So I'm not sure if Glinka has full awareness of the situation, but a connection through here was never possible, given that he also needs a curve here. And now he needs to be really, really careful with his next moves, as he definitely wants to bring both of his meeples to the field, and if he manages to do that, he will win, I think, as long as blue doesn't take a 4th meeple there. But the question is, will Glinka go even here and meeple the farm? Because if there are field tiles, then Glinka can try to get the curve and then connect from here also, or from here. Instead, he decides otherwise, decides that he's gonna try to come from here instead. But is this too little too late? Blue takes the opportunity to attack from the left with a 4th meeple. Now, are there tiles remaining that can get blue to the field one more time. There isn't. There isn't a regular monastery. There are not monasteries at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seems to be that maybe there is one regular regular curve remaining, but with Klinka's tile being the extender, he has no possibility of getting both of his meeples to the field. So the field will belong to blue. However, Klinka will be possibly able to unite blue's fourth meeple to the field, taking 6 points away from him and meepling the 1-point road. Although actually that would not be good because the final remaining curve would go here anyways, bringing 8 points instead. And I am also mistaken, and seems like there was no regular curve remaining in the first place. Instead, Klinka is the one who loses the 6 points. Okay, this is fascinating because, like, first of all, even though Black is gonna be losing this game by a large margin, I think, because of the huge field. Or actually, let's take a look. Is he going to? Or not even by that much, to be honest. Only by 8 points. But still, I'm a bit surprised by this move because he did not need an opportunity to score an 8-point city when the final remaining city cap was the dagger, which also works as a curve, bringing 8 points to Black in the first place if he manages to get that. I have to assume that Klinka was aware of the final remaining tiles at the time of placing the extender, but however it is, blue takes it down and evens out the score to 1-1. Yeah, Glovier, point-wise, they didn't end up needing it, but I think the reason Blue won or ended up winning by so little is because Black decided to invest extra meeples to the field, which kind of forced Blue to unite his fields and to even invest his final meeple to the field as well. So I think the field attacks were a legitimate thing to do, although they did not end up paying off as like exactly how Black wanted. But I don't think they were like a bad strategy to execute. Also, we get information that Sect is done with his games, and that's gonna be G Daruda 2-0 win over Sect. So once again, a point to Brazil. And I am also going to write this in the chat so that I can make sure afterwards, like more easily, when I'm checking the scores. Chidaruda. Okay, and Brazil is up to a very, very strong lead here. 0-3. And well, since we are actually no, let's just see where others are going at the moment. What's the situations? There is a decider going on between Annenmai and Trompowski. So could watch that since we conveniently are able to catch the starts of the game. Vinny is someone you know, and I think, oh god, I think that was their third game, right? Like Vinny's and no, it was the second. Okay, so Vinny and Vladimir are also having a decider game. That is interesting stuff. So the might of the 2016 world champion is not giving too much of a headache for the Brazilian counterpart, at least today, as he is able to put up a good resistance. Okay, but now to Trompowski and Annenmai. Very interesting situation. Annenmai having to use a quad city tile on their own city, which yeah, in this situation is of course a well, almost a forced situation because there is a threat of a massive city being completed by Trompowski, and Red obviously wants to get the second meeple in, as they do. Red also 4 points ahead on the scoreboard, but 1 point cities for both, and a 6 point early farmer for Trompowski. So +2 for blue at the moment, but in a meeple he is in a 1 meeple disadvantage. But it is a very, very early part of the game still. Okay, and decides to take a 7-point monastery, which might become a somewhat tricky to complete, but it doesn't because they immediately get a straight road and are now having a wonderful situation, as whenever they get a road triangle. Oh, no, not this, not this. You gotta meeple this. You gotta meeple this. Because there are still, okay, one road triangle, but also 2 city crossroads, and all 3 daggers with the right hand side curve. So you absolutely gotta meeple this because you cannot allow Trompowski to get a 7-point road and to just give Red his meeple back and 1 point as a compensation. Like, you gotta take advantage, like full advantage of stuff like this. Okay, both players able to finish their cities. Trompowski getting a 2-point advantage on that. And now things are looking I'd say still better for red, but I would heavily be in favor of red had they taken this road, or yeah, had they meepled this road. Well, they do get it eventually, which is of course good for them. But now there is an attacking spot to the large city, um, but it's not like that dangerous because there is only one road triangle remaining, and also one of the triple cities with a road has already gone as well. So if either of the players decides to attack the city from here, they only have 3 tiles to actually get the connection, which is not that much, to be honest. And that connection can somewhat easily be blocked. Trompowski doesn't feel like taking that chance and doesn't feel like giving that chance to red either. So it takes 2 points and blocks the opportunity from both players to attack this city. Glovia saying lots of roaded city caps out. This might become a block heavy game. Um, Indeed, it might, but at the moment it doesn't seem like there are. It doesn't seem like there is much actually to block because none of the players have much stuff that is able to be blocked. Although, just as I said, um, red is able to block blue's road because all 3 daggers with the left-hand side curve are out. There's the third one. And yeah, blue cannot do anything about it. He's just gonna be forced to continue his, or not like forced to continue his road, but he can continue his road like indefinitely if Fred doesn't do anything to it. And okay, now with the second meeple already, now things are getting a bit feisty for blue because he's controlling a 12-point field, but uh, red has so many places to get meeples out. Although here, I I gotta say although like as tasty as this monastery was, it was super risky to take because again all 3 daggers with the left hand side curve are out, and now red has 2 meeples stuck, and possibly there is more to come because now with a triple city these meeples are in a huge risk of getting blocked, and also this third red meeple can just be blocked to a road monastery because both of those are gone. So the further in we go, the further the more it looks, the more it seems that Glovier is exactly right. This might become a block heavy game. Unlike I tried to um, counter anticipate. Not a real word, but I will use that since I don't have a better word to to use as an alternative. The mistake was to take the city. Maybe. I think you are hinting towards like this 2-point city. But I think like at that point it was fine because there was nothing like here, and by taking this 2-point city, it created a platform for red to try and block this 1-point city with a triple city or with a um, filled triangle to the same spot, which already blocks the blue road. So I don't think it was that risky to take the 2-point city, but when you follow it up by taking the monastery and setting up a perfect block opportunity for blue, then it becomes risky. Red would always want to place a monastery where they did. I so feel taking the city endanger that monastery placement. Um, True, that is true, but it's not like Red had much else to do with that city cap, or was it? I mean, like yeah, he could have just maybe like started a 4-point city somewhere far away from everything, sure, but that doesn't create threats. And who knows? You could even get, or like you could even finish this city uh, you get a before you get the next monastery, because the chances are that you're gonna pull a city cap earlier than you are gonna pull the next monastery, because uh, this monastery, this monastery, this monastery, and this monastery were already on the board. So 4 monasteries. So 2 monasteries were left on the in the deck, and a huge bunch of city caps, or like any city tiles for that matter. I I mean there are sure ups and downs for both scenarios. And what on earth has happened here? Why is there a curve here? Why is it not here? Uh, I am not sure. Like it must have been red who has placed it there, or maybe blue to try and block this city. Well, I don't know. Honestly, it could be either player, but if red has placed it there, I am disappointed. Or actually, maybe there is a situation where this curve has um, been placed by blue, and then red has placed this curve to try and save this castle so it cannot be turned to the left and be blocked to the same tile as these two meeples. I mean, this is why you should really like actually pay attention when you are trying to analyze games. Like you you just miss like 1 or 2 moves, and then you have no idea what on earth has happened. Another meeple is blocked from red, but there might not even be curves remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, there is one. There is one regular curve, but it's not like red necessarily needs more meeples at this point. I mean, he has a 30-point lead on the scoreboard. Surely that has to be more than enough. 8-point monastery, 8-point monastery, 37, 39, 44, 46, 40, 38, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 23, 20, yeah, um, I think red is winning by like 23 points. So, well, he doesn't seem to have a care in the world anymore. Could do really anything they want. If there's a city cap remaining, maybe even like go here and try to finish a 10-point city just for the heck of it. Or just keep taking quick points and save your meeples for something. But it does look like red is able, or Anime is able to take the first point for RCP. We will see just by how much very soon. Okay, also was able to get another 7-point monastery, so more difference, more points. £30, 35 points, 42 points, and a 15-point field controlled by 2 meeples, so almost a 30-point win. So it's not like it's not a decimation yet, but it's starting to be like close to that. Okay, so point for Anenmai, and this was their final final game, I believe. Yes, it was. So that is that match finished. And 2-1. And we mark down a point for RCP. And then we also had another match finished in the chat. So it was Glinkov versus Felsera Gladiadors, which ended up as a win for the RCP. And do this and got 2-1. And RCP is making a comeback here. Now, what do we have? We did have a Vinny and Vladimir having a decider match, or decider game, excuse me. And okay, we are just in time to see the point count. Okay, I don't even have time to analyze the situation here. We're just gonna wait until we actually get the result in a matter of seconds. Is the large field a 12-point field, which is not gonna be enough for a win for Vladimir, so Brazil is taking this down. And Vinny coming from a 1-0 deficit, from a 1-0 bad start, back to a 2-win, a 2-1 winning situation at the end. Congratulations for him for beating the previous, or I want to say previous, but like previous can mean a lot of things. So let's just say that congratulations on beating the 2016 world champion. And a 4th point to Brazil. Then, gone. Okay, let's see how Ed Shamon is doing. Okay, the thing is they are playing the decider game. 1-1 situation. 3 tiles remaining. Black seems... or is he controlling the fields? No, actually he isn't. Gets also the maybe final remaining regular curve. Plus 11 on the scoreboard for black, but is it gonna be enough? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And 29. 30, 35, 39, 42, 37, 30, 22, 19, 7 points ahead as black, and with the final tile in hand, able to take 3 points. Okay, a misstep here. No? Or actually, oh, another actually. Now here is a fine example of, well, in this situation it doesn't make any difference, but here's a fine example of why it is important to know the final remaining tile in your opponent's hand, because in exactly this situation, if your opponent has no meeples and is controlling a field and has an empty city cap on his field, you can't actually see the board, sorry, and has an empty city cap on his field, then instead of taking like whatever else you could take, which is less than 4 points, with the final tile that you have, you can take 4 points by completing the city. It does give 3 points to your opponent, and then blue was able to take an extra point to his road. But had black not done this move, he could have taken at max, I think, 3 points somewhere by taking a road or a field, or maybe even a city somewhere. But then Dexter would also be able to score 3 points without investing a meeple because he had no meeples left by just completing this city and adding 3 points to their field. So that is why in a situation where if you can take a maximum of like 2 points with a tile like this, which is extremely rare, then instead you can complete a city on your opponent's field and score like technically 4 points, but it's actually like a 1 point move because your opponent gets 3 points, and prevent your opponent from getting 3 points from the same action without a meeple, and that will result as um, a plus minus 1 point. Because as a quick summary, if you take 2 points and your opponent takes 3 points, then you are at -1. But if you take 4 points and give your opponent 3 points, and your opponent then can't do anything with a city cap, then you are going to be +1. So actually, oh no, never mind. It's going to be a net +2 points. Okay, but after all that mumble jumble, which was explained horribly, most likely. Let's update the scores. So Dexter 1, Edge Shamon 2, and that's already going to be a 5th point for Brazil. And then we also have another match in the chat. Tarakanov 2-0 versus Rodrigo. Let's, just because we can, let's see how the point score was, because it seems like they were rather long games. If it is a 2-0, 84-82, and then the other one was a bit of one-sided, with actually like just one-sided with 30 points of difference. But alrighty. But that is gonna be anyways a point for RCP, a much needed point at this point. No pun in, actually a lot of pun intended. Definitely need those points, and RCP actually needs to win both of the remaining matches if they want to get even on the points. I don't think that might not be even enough though, because Brazil has because there has been a lot of 2-1 matches today. So let's see. Okay, also this match has ended. So Mejuto and Woodmaster has actually ended a long time ago. Yeah. Mejuto 0-2. So that is a point for Brazil. So 3 and 6. So who do we have left? So done. Done, 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 done. And okay, so Isloon. Let's see. Oh, it has ended 40 minutes ago. And it has favored Mr. Me. And another 1-2 win, which means that the end result is 3-7. Quite a strong performance from Brazil, it seems. And this definitely is gonna do good for, like probably for someone's chances um, as a showdown match. Thank you for the kind words, Ramses. I'm happy if the content provides value all over the world, as well as even. Hopefully, the comments did indeed help, and hopefully they provide some. Um, hopefully they provide an alternative view or views in plural. But with that said, the final result 3-7 with let's for the heck of it count the number of games. So 2, 1, 4, 1, 6, 3, 7, 5, 8, 6, 10, 7, 12, 9, 12, 9, 14, 10, 16 in games. Well, that's a nice note to end at. There are gonna be more friendly matches still, of course, as you can see from the Carcassonne.gg page. Next ones are scheduled on the 2nd of April, so for Tuesday. Today is Sunday, yes? Yes, it is. So on Tuesday, 2nd of April, 18:30 UTC, a friendly match between Latvia, that actually has not had a single friendly match yet, and gonna be going against Ukraine. Then on the same day, 3 hours later, will be Spain and Catalonia, streamed by Alexei and Carcassonne Spain. And then on 3rd of April, we're gonna have Ukraine and Spain. And at this point, I think, say that I will be streaming the Latvia-Ukraine, maybe even Ukraine-Spain. We'll see about that. So 2nd of April, 18:30, Latvia-Ukraine, next stream. And up until then, I will see you soon with some more Carcassonne content. Bye for now.